How are you guys doing? It's been a while. Or it feels like it's been a while. It feels like it's been ages. Have you guys got your cup of teas? I thought we could have a little bit of a catch up and a fika. Fika is basically a Swedish word for grabbing a coffee and a cake and having a chat. Some popular cakes are the cinnamon bun, cardamom bun, dammsugare, which is a pastry with chocolate and marzipan, and the classic chocolate ball with some coconut flakes or pearl sugar. I've got my Lipton strawberry tea. It's black tea, so you can have milk with it, so I have some oat milk in it. And yeah, it's my favourite tea, so every time I go back to Sweden I always buy a bunch, and my mum is always kind and brings a batch as well when she comes and visits, so yeah. So how have you guys been? I hope you guys have been well. I hope you guys have had a lovely Christmas and New Year's. That feels like such a long time ago, but still, yeah, I haven't spoken to you guys since, so yeah, I hope you guys have had a lovely cozy Christmas, or, you know, winter. And I hope you guys have had a good 2024 so far. Yeah, I think that year has a nice ring to it, you know, it's a nice sounding year. It's a big year for me, as I will be turning 40 this year. Yeah, I was born in 1984, so vintage. I had a really lovely time. I went back to Sweden for Christmas, and yeah, I spent some time with some family and just, yeah, relaxed for a bit. Just kind of felt like I kind of recharged a lot when I was there, getting away from the, you know, rise and grind. Yeah, it was really nice. We spent a lot of time walking in the woods. We went for a walk in the woods called Galeria, which is a place we always went when I was a kid, when I was growing up there. And yeah, it was just so nice to just spend a day out in the woods. And it was a very overcast day, so everything felt very eerie, so that was really cool. And the moss was really lovely and green, and there were these stumps that were covered in moss that made it look like little, I don't know, little woodland beings with little moss hoods on. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, and then we did a lot of fika as well, which basically just relaxing, going, having a cup of tea or a coffee, and just having a bit of a chat, you know, just living in the moment. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things. We went to this really nice place. It's Flinkman's Cafe, and it's really like, it's out like in the field, so it's like a house, so it almost feels like you're going home to someone for a coffee and a cake. And yeah, that was really cozy. And as I was filming to try and make a little picturesque, it was a really nice little moment. I got a little bit of a fika dance as my family were getting settled in with their coffees and cakes. It was really nice as well. We went to Lund, which is the small town I grew up in Sweden. And yeah, it was really nice to have a walk around memory lane there. It's got so many old buildings, and I absolutely love history, so I always love looking at all these old historical buildings and artifacts. There's an old church there called Domkyrkan, which is over 1,000 years old, and yeah, I just think it's really fascinating because they've got like a little cellar there, crypt, I believe you call it, and they've got these pillars there, and on one of the pillars you see like a man etched into it, and the story behind that is the giant called Finn. Now, one of the versions of the story goes that the giant lived on a hill with his wife and his children, and a monk came up one day and said, "Can you please build me a church for the people in Lund?" And the giant agreed that he would if the monk agreed to give him his eyes in return. However, he did say, "If you manage to guess my name though, you don't have to give me your eyes." So the monk agreed, and he kept trying to guess, but he could never really guess the right name. And as the church was almost close to completion, he overheard the giant's wife singing his name to his children. So on the day it was finished, he guessed the name right, which enraged the giant, so he started to shake the church to try and break it. However, he then was turned to stone and shrunk, and is now left on the pillar. That's what I kind of like about medieval buildings and artifacts. There's always these stories etched into every nook and cranny. As I suppose back then not many people could read, so they would have all these stories kind of etched so that you could see it. There's another church in Malmö, which is also really fascinating, which is also really old. Most of it is white in the ceiling, because it was painted over in the Victorian era, but then there is this section where they've revealed all these medieval paintings and markings, and yeah, they've got all these stories that people could look at, and yeah, as I say, they can read, so they would look at the stories in the walls, and I think that's really cool. And people would, I think it was bishops, would then leave their marking, so the circles were like I was here from each bishop, I believe it was. And I absolutely love history. That's something I would love to do as well. I just want to go on history tours. I just want to go and see stuff and learn stuff. I went to Salisbury, which isn't too far from here, because I needed to get a new hearing aid, because one day my hearing aid stopped working. And it's such a vulnerable position because I can't just call someone, say, "Hey, I don't know if you're there, but my hearing aid stopped working." But luckily I did have a spare, which it works fine, but yeah, I definitely needed to get a new one, so I went there. Long story short, there's a cathedral there as well, and it's pretty impressive as well. It's also really old, and I believe they have the Magna Carta there. I believe it was there, and yeah, it's one of the oldest artifacts as well. But yeah, so yeah, I love an old building. I've got a script here so that I can have some talking points. Otherwise, I'll just ramble, and you know, you guys will just be like, "Your point is here. This is me. Where is that?" You know. But yeah, if you're ever in Malmö, it just has some really lovely cafes and restaurants. Like every place we went, the food was amazing. It was so good, and the coffee was good, and the cakes were good. It was also really nice to see the Christmas lights, and yeah, just have a walk around in the evenings and see all the cool decorations that they'd put out in the town. Yeah, that's something I really love doing, is just going for a walk. And I saw the little squirrel there as well. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, no, they're very creative with their Christmas decorations. And it was also so nice to finally see some snow. I'd kind of romanticized it, I will say, because it was cold. And it's like I almost forgotten how cold it was, and I didn't really have the right shoes, shall we say. So I felt quite ill-equipped, but it was lovely. Yeah, I haven't seen snow like that in a very long time. I got this really cool Christmas present from my sister, and it's one of those mugs that when you put hot water in, an image comes up, and guess who it is? It's the bestest little fluffer in the world. I definitely missed her, so that kind of made it easier coming back, and it was really nice to come back and see her. And I'd gotten her a new cat tree, as I've emptied up the space ages ago so she can have a little apartment up on top. Yeah, because I was just having just that storage, so I emptied it so she could, yeah, have a little hideaway. And it was really nice to see her again. As for my Etsy shop, it's open. It's been open for a couple of weeks now, so thank you all who have ordered so far. I want to thank you again as well for all your lovely comments, and yeah, for being here. Thank you very much for watching my video and for keeping me company. It's always so nice, so thank you very much, and it's so encouraging as well as I venture off into this new journey. Oh, I almost forgot. I have booked some more volunteer work as well. Yeah, there's some native forest. Oh, the name's slipped me right now. I'll look at my email later, but basically there's this old building with some native forest around it. Old building, native forest, it's perfect for me. So I'm gonna go there, and they seem really nice. They're just gonna show me around, and then I can just kind of help out there. Yeah, see what I can learn and what I can do. And I'm gonna bring my binoculars and sketchbook as well. Well, I'm gonna work there, do the hard work as well. But yeah, I'm eager to learn more about nature and history, and I feel excited at the thought of just going on adventures, you know. And I'm excited to bring you guys along with me as well, because yeah, you guys are the best company. So thank you very much. Yeah, I think that's all. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I hope you guys have, yeah, a lovely February ahead, right around the corner. This painting I kind of got inspiration from when I was walking around back in Sweden, and I saw this tree with some fruit on it and these chubby little birds sitting and eating them. Oh, yes, Margot. Yeah, so as Margot was saying, what is it? Oh. So, as I was saying, yeah, so I took inspiration from that tree because it was really nice with the snow around it, and there were some icicles that I couldn't quite capture with my camera, and yeah, it was just, yeah, it was quite striking. So I decided to use that as inspiration, and kind of also wanted to do kind of like one of those old vintage fairy illustrations you see, where, you know, there's a fairy that goes with every flower of every season, so I kind of took that as inspiration as well. And yeah, I had a lot of time to try and think of something to paint, as I did get the idea initially, but I just kept trying different styles, and I kept, you know, trying to do some sketches, but it took me a while to sort of get back into the swing of things, if I'm honest. But yeah, once I just decided to just relax and sit down and just enjoy the process, yeah, I finally made something I was pretty happy with. And I really just wanted to use blue and orange kind of be the two main colors, you know, so they go so well together. And I just kind of like almost added some bits of other colors, like a little bit of brown on the branches, but mainly used blue. So I really like that as instead of black. I tend to always go to navy blue as my black in a way. And I don't know why, but I kind of had it in my head I really wanted to get teal in there somewhere. Yeah, and then also I used ultramarine blue as well, because I didn't want it to be too one blue. I kind of wanted a hint of something else, so you can kind of see all the colours I tried to use there. Sometimes I like to lay out the colours and see what kind of colour combination I kind of like, and I kind of went for a bit more, I guess, retro colours, I guess you could say. I don't know, some pastels maybe. But yeah, so that's my thought process when I did this, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm quite happy with the result as well. So yeah, so I used Holbein acrylic gouache, and the paper is acrylic paper, and I haven't really used acrylic paper much before, and I quite enjoyed painting on it, so I might continue some more. Usually I paint on watercolor, but yeah, I quite enjoyed this, so I might get some more. So yeah, again, thank you very much for keeping me company here and watching. I hope we all have a lovely 2024 ahead, and not put too much pressure on ourselves. Yeah, I kind of felt that at the beginning, just as I got back from Christmas. I felt this huge pressure that I was going to start this year running, and I was going to accomplish so much in the first month, and that first month was somehow going to represent the next 11 months, the rest of the year. So I felt almost a bit guilty that I wasn't more productive, and I kept getting this little mini-me's popping up around me saying, "Oh, you're not doing enough, you're too lazy, why haven't you done this yet? Go get some chocolate." But I'm trying to do my best to sort of, brush those aside and just do the best I can, one step at a time. As I feel, it's still winter. It is a bit of a bad luck, or that New Year's Eve is in the middle of winter, because it's still winter. We're still kind of hibernating, really. But I'm gonna try and see it more as I'm sowing now. I'm planting some seeds, and I'm planting them all over the place, and hopefully, they should grow, some of them at least. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I kind of felt, as soon as I started to relax a bit and realised that, I felt I was able to paint, actually, because, I did quite a few sketches of this and just wasn't happy with them. But then when I just sort of enjoyed the process, I felt, alright, something relaxed and loosened, and I was able to do something I was quite happy with. So yeah, I hope we all have a lovely 2024. Whatever that means for each of us. We all have our different paths. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, have a lovely day. Thank you. See you guys in the next vlog.